came to Kenya in the, I think, late 70s, where I went now to finish my primary and high school. Then after that, I was supposed to join a computer college. My parents thought Nakuru was the safest place for me to come because back then we used to live in Nairobi. Unfortunately, when I came to Nakuru, instead of joining the computer college, I joined a nightclub to DJ.
How did you take this?
Well, truth be told, I would not have been a DJ today if my father was alive. But now he passed on just a year before that, and that's when I got the freedom. Technically, he would not have allowed it. Yeah, so that space only came up when he passed on, and now there was some little freedom. I did not proceed with my computer programming course. There was a club literally downstairs from the college where I was that was being built back then. It's called Coco Savannah, yes. A cousin of mine randomly applied because he knew my passion and he knew I used to like play around with my friends in Nairobi. He actually sent in the application for me. It's not me who applied. And then I was called for an interview. Fortunately, I impressed and I was taken in. The rest is a breeze. Yeah. All of it has been topsy-turvy. I mean, yeah, you always have the ups and downs, but then from us back in the days, there was that stability with being a resident DJ. I think we came from that background of parents, working parents, where you are most comfortable with a paycheck, you know. So it was almost like you are in a job, a permanent job. Back then, yes, things have changed now. The current generation do not even get retained in a club as a resident DJ. Literally, they do gigs every weekend, this place, the next place, and that's how it has transitioned up to this point. But back in the days, most of us used to have permanent employment in organizations, clubs, and hospitality facilities. So yes, and also generally the generation has changed and the music tastes have already evolved into something different. And some of us are still holding on into the nostalgic good old days. But yeah, that's how it is basically.
Rocking with you all the way to the break of dawn. So the weather, the sun is going down, and there ain't no stopping us now. The party goes on and on and on and on. Hanging out my crew all the way down to party line, and this is how we do it. Don't you wake me up. I show. Major Lisa, I see you, boy. Thank you for hosting us.
When I went to Coco Savannah, actually I didn't last 2 years in Coco Savannah. That was in Nakuru. And then I was headhunted to go to Florida nightclub on Koinange Street. It's called Madhouse or F1. That's how it's popularly known. I guess that's where all my youth, my early days was spent. That was between 1994 up to 1999. That point, I can say I was young still. So I used to handle a lot of jam session. That's when we had now the rise of people like Red Sun, Kalamashaka, people like Bobby Wine. Back then, they used to come and perform in Madhouse, the jam sessions. Then 1999, I moved back to Nakuru, a club called Dimples. I took another 10 years in Dimples from 99 to 2000. When was that election that was contested? 2009? 2007. Yes, actually, end of 2007. That's when I moved back to Nairobi because of the political heat and went back to now Florida 2000. 2000 is a sister to Florida F1. So I was back in Florida 2000 from 2007, yes, up to 2016, when now I felt like I wanted to do more freelance stuff and concentrate on other stuff. So I stopped being a resident and a permanent employment to now doing gigs and a lot of other things on the side. Yeah. So if you're thinking about where my clientele resonates with, it's basically those years between 99